Hello and welcome to Animal Watch, and today I'm going to tell you why wolves howl. Also answer the question whether wolves really howl to the moon. I'll be explaining that wolves have many different types of howls which they use in different circumstances, and I'm going to be playing examples of all the different types of howls for you, just so you can hear them and understand. If you love hearing the haunting howl of the wolf, just like I do, then you're in for a treat. Aren't they, Ocean? Don't go away.
The wolf howl, haunting, eerily beautiful, and something our pet dogs who we adore have inherited from their wild relatives. Even though wolves make many sounds, it is howling that defines the wolf and fascinates us humans. The centre of a wolf's universe is its pack, and howling is the glue that keeps the pack together.
Whether howling together actually strengthens social bonds or just reaffirms them is unknown. And today I'm going to be sharing with you the different howls, as one of my most well-known viral reels is of a wonderful pack howl I did with Norwegian wolves a few years ago. But did you know that no two howls are the same? Us humans may not hear it at first, but once I teach you what to listen for, you'll be able to identify all these different howls. Firstly, I'll answer the most common wolf howl question that I'm asked. Why do wolves howl at the moon? I hate to burst your bubble, but it's a myth that wolves howl at the moon. It's something that probably originated from film and TV.
When we watch werewolf films, people transform into wolves by the light of the full moon. This is usually accompanied by a howl, making us think that wolves seem to howl more when the moon is full.
But wolves howl every day, dusk, dawn and night, no matter what phase the moon is.
However, wolves may be more active on moonlit nights when they can see much better, or we may hear them more often on such nights because we feel more comfortable tramping around in the light of a full moon.
The most fascinating thing about the howl is that it can mean so many different things depending on what message the wolf wants to convey. It can also reflect the wolf's position in the pack.
Did you know that lead wolves have a much deeper howl than lower-ranking wolves who have a higher pitch? Lower-ranking pack members can be disciplined for joining in a howl that they are not allowed to do due to their low status. So some bottom-ranking amigas often don't howl at all. But also the howl can be used as a social rally call, to gather pack members together before a hunt or to locate lost members.
Let's take a look and listen to all the different types of howls and find out why they are used.
For this, I have used recorded howls and findings by Fred H. Harrington, who is Professor of Ethology at Mount Saint Vincent University, Nova Scotia, who has studied wolf howls in depth.
Let's start with the Lonesome Howl.
A howl can even help a lost wolf find its way home. A wolf separated from its pack uses a lonesome howl, a shortened call that rises in pitch. If answered, the wolf then responds with a deep, even howl to inform the pack of its location. Wolves may separate from their packs when hunting, so howling becomes an effective way to communicate about location.
Let's take a listen. The The series of adult howls heard here can be classified as lonesome or lone howls. Variation in their structure likely indicates who is howling, and the frequency modulations, particularly the sudden changes in pitch, make the howls much easier to locate.
When a wolf howls, not only can its pack mates hear it, but so can any other wolf within range. These other wolves may be members of hostile adjacent packs that are competitors for territory and prey. Howl too close to these strangers and they may seek you out, chase you and kill you. In northern Minnesota, the primary cause of death for adult wolves is being killed by wolves from other packs. So howling has its costs, such as running into the opposition, as well as its benefits, which is getting back with the pack. Consequently, wolves are careful about where and when they howl and to whom they howl. For example, a wolf that is separated from its pack may return to an abandoned summer rendezvous site and howl for hours, even in response to a strange wolf nearby. It was accustomed to howling in that site and probably feels relatively confident and secure there. But that same wolf, away from the old home site, will be far more reserved. And if a strange wolf howls nearby, it may silently and quickly retreat.
Younger wolves, however, act differently.
Pups, especially those under 4 months of age, love to howl and will usually reply to any howling they hear, even that made from strange wolves. This is understandable since pups haven't yet learned how to identify their older pack mates.
Let's take a listen.
This example of howling comes from a 3-month-old pup that has just heard an adult howling near the den site. Notice how its howls are shorter in duration and higher in pitch, a consequence of its small overall size and lung capacity. The howls do have the same modulated structure as the adult Lonesome Howl and serve the same role as contact calls. Pup howling is usually not a dangerous proposition for young pups, since they tend to be stuck at a rendezvous site that is relatively far from the neighbours, who likely have pups of their own to raise. More importantly, replying to an adult that howls often leads to a meal, since packmates returning with food frequently howl as they near the home site. But as summer gives way to fall, the benefits of indiscriminate howling decrease. Once pups start to travel with the pack, they begin to enter less secure surroundings. Their neighbours are also travelling more. Distant howls may belong to strange wolves, so the risks of howling increases. Besides, by now, they have had ample time to learn their voices of their packmates and are able to discriminate friend from foe. By 6 months of age, pups have become as selective as adult wolves about where, when and to whom they howl.
The Confrontational Howl.
This howl can be used as a means of territorial expression. Wolf packs tend to claim large territories for themselves, especially if prey is scarce. These territories can be as large as 1,200 square miles. A wolf's howl can be heard up to 10 miles away in flat tundra and less in wooded areas. This confrontational howl will help a pack define their boundaries and warn neighbouring packs not to step into their territory. The howls will be accompanied by scat and scent markings, which the wolves place mainly around the perimeter of their area. There is one member of the pack who will tend to howl more boldly, the leading male. The lead male is the dominant male of the pack and father of the pups. He is most likely to howl to and even approach a strange wolf, often with confrontation on his mind.
One sign of this aggressiveness can be heard in his voice. His howls become lower pitched and coarser in tone as he approaches this strange wolf. Lowering the pitch of a vocalisation is a nearly universal sign of increasing aggressiveness in mammals, and in wolves it can sound quite impressive. Let's take a listen. In the clip we just heard, the lead male howls after approaching a strange wolf who had howled close to the wolf pack rendezvous site. The long, low-pitched and coarse howls seem designed to scare off the intruder without the need for a face-to-face confrontation.
This behaviour points to the second main purpose of howling, helping to maintain spacing between rival packs. When one pack howls, others nearby may reply. Very quickly, all the wolves know each other's location. By advertising their presence, packs can keep their neighbours at bay and avoid accidentally running into them. But the use of howling and spacing is fraught with difficulties. If one pack howls, all its neighbours now know its location. What if they choose to keep quiet, sneak up and attack the howlers? Deliberate attacks by one pack on another have been seen, so there are costs to advertising your location. These risks have to be balanced with benefits. An example of this trade-off is sometimes during winter, when packs are travelling nomadically within and sometimes even outside their territories. A pack sitting on a fresh prey kill is very likely to stake its claim and howl, particularly if a stranger howls nearby. As time passes and the kill is consumed, the wolves become less invested in the sight and are less likely to reply. Eventually, they may respond to a stranger's howling by silently moving away.
When two packs do meet, their relative size usually decides the outcome. Thus, small packs are often quite reluctant to howl and draw attention to themselves, whereas large packs howl readily. But did you know that packs can fib to one another about their size?
When animals compete, they often engage in behaviours designed to exaggerate their size. Wolves stand tall, raise their hackles, ears and tails and pronounce low, menacing howls, all to convince their opponent that a retreat from this big bad wolf is the best option. Thus, most confrontations involve a lot of bluff and very little bloodshed. Packs that are able to exaggerate their numbers are more likely to keep their neighbours at bay. The structure of a pack or chorus howl is well suited to this kind of deception.
So let's find out how wolves trick their enemies into thinking their pack is larger and stronger than it actually is.
The chorus howl.
The next howl is going to be a chorus of wolves made up of at least 2 adults and 2 yearlings. Listen to the way this chorus changes. It begins with a single howl, which is relatively simple in structure. After a second or two, a second wolf joins in, followed by 1 or 2 more before the rest of the pack follows virtually en masse. Let's take a listen. This accelerating start makes it possible to pick out the first 3 or 4 individuals, but after that, too many begin howling at once to count them.
Besides, usually only 3 have howled before the first wolf is ready to howl again. So, is the 4th wolf howl in the chorus wolf number 4 howling for the first time, or wolf number 1 howling for the second time? Once the whole pack is howling, the sound becomes more and more modulated, changing pitch rapidly in what seems to be chaotic disorder. This continues until the chorus winds down a minute or so later.
Rather than using howls with a single pure tone, wolves howling in a chorus use wavering or modulated howls. The rapid changes in pitch make it difficult to follow one individual's howls if several others are howling simultaneously.
In addition, as the sounds travel through the environment, trees, ridges, rock cliffs and valleys reflect and scatter it. As a result, competing packs hear a very complex mix of both direct sound and echoes. The howls are modulated rapidly enough, 2 wolves may sound like 4 or even more. During the Civil War, General Ulysses S. Grant reported hearing what he took to be a pack of not more than 20 wolves whilst travelling. A short time later, he reached the pair that had been making all the noise. This phenomenon, called the Bow-Jest effect, may introduce enough uncertainty to make size estimates not only unreliable, but potentially lethal if a pack underestimates the size of its rival and approaches.
So there you have it. Wolves howl mostly to find their companions and to keep their neighbours at bay. But it's also been found that wolves will howl to their own pack members out of affection, as opposed to anxiety.
A 2013 study added an additional reason behind wolves' howls: affection. The study found that wolves tend to howl more to a pack member that they have a strong connection with, meaning a close social connection.
Perhaps that's why little Ocean here loves howling so much with me. Here are some funny clips of Ocean howling, which she has on her popular Instagram account. And if you enjoyed this episode of Animal Watch, then do give me a like and subscribe to the channel, where I'll be bringing you more exciting episodes on dogs, wolves, animal rescue and conservation. And if you have any wolf related content that you would like me to explain, then please do write in the forum below and I will try and read through some of the requests. Anyway, take care and bye for now.